Hey, True Believers England team here with another 4 reviews of new comic books. I'm going to put quotations around it because I know the second issue of Superboy Man of Tomorrow hit the stands, I think last week even. So anywho, I know it's still on the stands at least. I've got Superboy Man of Tomorrow 1, Superboy Man of Tomorrow number 2, The Aliens number 1 from Marvel, and an independent comic book, which is not... Oh, Betty the Final Girl. Yes, the Archie horror continues. So stick around, kick back, relax. Let's get this party started.
We celebrate a day of peace.
The first thing that really irked me about Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow, is John Kent as Superboy. What do we call Connor Kent then? Well, Connor Kent, or we find him another identity or something, but calling John Kent Superman just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Okay, so that's that, but what do we think about what's on the page? What's here? First thing was, wow, you're really kind of nerfing Jonathan Kent. You kind of pushed him aside. This happens with DC a lot. They want to bring back Barry Allen. Wally West becomes a non-entity, even though Wally West was loved by a lot of people. Same with Connor Kent here. And he's feeling, okay, what am I doing? I seem to be the guy who's getting coffee for the superhero people now. I want adventure on my own. The next thing I have with this book is they draw Connor Kent to look like he's 7 years old. He's just a little kid here. What did you guys do? Don't they see like past comics where he looks a lot older and he looks a lot cooler? But this is what you get with that stupid head side shaved on the side. So right away, I'm turned off of this thing. It is not my cup of tea. I'm just ticked at it. Really, this comic book has actively made me mad, but there's no reason for it because, in all honesty, the story isn't bad. He feels out of place. Like he got pushed off of Earth. And so he goes out trying to be a hero. He goes into space and he finds himself a Rue to get involved in. And he ends up in battle with this group of superpowered beings who don't like the Dominators. And for good reason. The Dominators are dicks. Okay, cool. There's no reason I should hate this comic. But man, right up out the bat, I'm rubbed the wrong way by it. God bless you if you enjoyed it. I did too. And that's the problem. After I got over my my initial hatred for it, my initial, what was that, the first impression? There's really not a bad story, but I got to tell you, it was leaps and I had to climb a high mountain in order to get over it. I really did. I don't know if I'm 100% over it with this book because I just do not like the art on Connor Kent, and I don't like the way that Jonathan Kent is written. There's just a lot about this that rubbed me the wrong way. Next up, we're going to talk about Betty the Final Girl, and unfortunately this book kind of follows a rule that I have seen is absolutely true. It's written by Macola Stoy and drawn by Laura Braga, and it just shows... I'm assuming McColl's a woman, but women can't write women these days. What's up with that? This is a book where we have Betty, she's babysitting, and they start telling horror stories. It's an anthology book. Anthology books are always a bit of it's a mixed bag, you know? You're either going to get something good, you're going to get something bad, you're going to get something that's in the middle. You never know. You never know how it's going to go. Because you could have the greatest story in an anthology and the worst story. At least there's no Riley Rosmo. I could honestly tell you in this book, no Riley Rosmo. But you do get a few different kind of horror stories, serial killers, so forth and so on. The babysitter being chased around the house. There's a bit of a twist at the end, even to a couple of them, as to, oh my gosh, this is who the killer is. And you're going to see it coming from a mile away. Look at the title. Just say that. Yeah, there's a lot to it like that. I wanted to like this a lot, but I want to like any comic a lot better than I do if I give them a bad review. But I am a huge fan of the Archie horror bit. I really am. Give me Jughead the Hunger. Give me Vampironica. of course, the Afterlife with Zombie. Afterlife with Zombie. What the hell am I talking about? Afterlife with Archie. I wanted Betty, the final girl. I don't know why. And I'm not saying that it isn't what it was in my head, therefore it was bad. But I kind of had Betty and the Archie gang at like Camp Blood or something like that. And she's just the last one to survive. But once again, what we got was an anthology book. And unfortunately, there's more bad than good. That's all I got to say. I wish I could say better. But unfortunately, this one's another miss. So here's a surprise. Yeah, Alien #1 from Marvel. You know, you tell me Marvel is going to get the Alien or the Predators, and I'm thinking it's like, you know, when they did the Alien versus Predator and everything was PG, and you're like, no, you want the blood. Come on, bring it on. Let's see how badass these creatures can be. And then, yeah, it ends up being PG-13. That's how I figured these monsters going to Marvel would be. I really enjoyed this book. Now, let's face it, there's the first issue. They're going to focus on the family. So in order to do that, they've got to grab us. They got to give us a reason to care, and I think they did. We are... Right away, the daughter picks a frozen face hugger. Right? They're in the Antarctic, and they come across this, or they're in an icy planet, and they find a face hugger. And after that, throughout the entire story, that face hugger is on your mind. That thing's coming out, guys, and it's gonna get somebody, right? I mean, that is the way they play this. All the while they're introducing you to the family. Well, the mom is the head of this particular mission. And she reports the face hugger, and that sends Waylon in. And apparently they ended up buying the company that this family works for just so they could get their hands on the face hugger. The husband isn't liking this at all. He thinks there's something else going on, and there's this tension, not just between the family, because the husband's like, no, we need to kill this. We need to end it right now. And the mom's like, but no, I'm the company woman, yada, yada. And then when Waylon shows up, they just add that bit more on as far as an obstacle in the relationship between the husband and the wife, the family. You know something's going to go down. Like I said, that thing is never not on your mind. Because occasionally they'll go back to it. Occasionally they'll show. And it is pretty freaking awesome. I enjoyed this. I was very happy with this. You don't see the alien outside of that face hugger at the beginning. You don't see like what it grows into until the very last page, because it's a teaser for the next issue. And still, this book works. I'm very impressed, Marvel. Please keep it up. Keep it up. And you know what? I didn't even see who wrote this. Deacon Shavli, I think it was, and Andrea Bracadero. I got the names wrong, but good job, guys. Okay, Superboy, the man of... Let me try that again. Here we go again, guys. Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow, #2. Dude, I was not expecting this. I really wasn't, okay? Look, you know I said, it was just a few reviews ago, that, yeah, I had a lot that bothered me about this, but still there was just something I liked about the book. This full-on gets me. Okay, Kenny Porter and, what is that, Javier Lindsay? I think I saw the name as it passed by there. I honestly just looked at the screen while I'm recording this to find out who did that. Anyway, I was pleasantly surprised. I really was. You have Superboy, Connor Kent. You have Superboy being super. You have him trying to help people save another group of people while not killing the thing that's going to be trying to hurt them, the Dominator animal. There's a lot good about this. Superboy ends up getting captured, and they have a little discussion. You know, hey, look, you're not a part of this. Sit out. We don't think you're the bad guy, but we don't want you hanging around. You know, just go away. And things happen. Superboy has to kind of put his 2 cents in on a fight and tell them, look, guys, you know, you're doing this all wrong. Let me show you how. I'm all about the superheroics, you know, that kind of thing. I think this is how Connor Kent would act even back in the 2000s when Connor Kent really was a thing. I think this is, once again, the only thing is that stupid freaking haircut and the fact that they draw him like he's only 14 years old. Beyond that, nah, this is pretty damn cool. I liked this book. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm sure, I don't know how this one's going over as far as the other titles are concerned, but I'm telling you, DC they're making a turnaround. I think there's a bunch of people who want things to be good. It just seems like it's becoming more and more. They're just putting out good comics for good comics' sake. I don't know. What do you think about the art here? Am I alone on this, that they're drawing Connor Kent to look way too young? I get that they're probably going for sort of a manga sort of feel to it. I think American artists should just drop that, let Japanese artists be Japanese artists, and embrace the American comic, man. That's what you're doing right now. American comics, man. Okay, kids, there you go. All the reviews are in. Now they stack up. Which was the worst and which was the best? Let's check that out. Actually, I think the last is pretty obvious. It's got to be Betty the Final Girl. This was the biggest disappointment of the bunch. It really was. What I had, and I know I shouldn't grade a book on what it wasn't instead of what it was, but what it was a piece of crap compared to what I had in my head. So I've got to go with this as the last. That doesn't mean to say all Archie horror is bad, just this one in particular. And third place is Superboy, excuse me, Man of Tomorrow, #1. They just make Connor Kent whine a lot. He's just a whiner throughout this book. Add that to the idiot lesbian haircut and the way they're drawing him to be 15 years old. It just doesn't feel like Connor Kent. We're not getting Connor Kent in the first issue of this book. Thankfully, that changes in our second place book in this video, and that is Superboy Man of Tomorrow #2. I gotta tell you, they decided, okay, you know what, we're gonna get him away from the whininess of the first issue, because oh my gosh, John Kent should be a kid. He really should be. And they just went on in. Hey, he's a superhero. Let him superhero, and that's what they do here, with confidence. It's a hell of a lot better. Big step up in the second issue. But you could have knocked me down with a feather thinking that Alien #1 from Marvel would be my favorite out of these 4 books, or that I would have even liked it. I seriously thought they were going to nerf Alien. I hope this continues, because this first one, I think it really worked. I think they were able to build a tension that you would feel in the cinema, just putting the loaded gun there in the shape of a facehugger. There you go, gang. Those are my opinions. What are yours? Where did I get right? Where did I get wrong? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, by all means, click the reviews that are popping up right here. And don't forget to hit subscribe if you don't mind helping out the channel. Go on over to Ko-Fi. Links in the description below. Drop $1 in the till. Thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.